study the third lecture of this self-knowledge course, in which we are going to talk about astral projection. And I was inviting you, in case you are not yet part of our WhatsApp group, to find the link to our group here in the description of this page. And if you haven't seen the previous lectures, the previous two lectures of this self-knowledge course, they are here recorded in the page Transcendental Knowledge, so you can go through Facebook or through our YouTube channel, the same name, Transcendental Knowledge, and look for the two previous lectures. The first one, we were talking about what is it to know ourselves, and the second, what is death? A very interesting topic. Well, I think that now, yes, we have audio. I'm very sorry. And we can immediately start with today's topic, in which we are going to be knowing what is astral projection, what is astral projection useful for. Also today we are going to disprove some misconceptions that exist in relation to this important practice, and we are going to see different techniques to achieve the conscious astral projection. Also today we will have a step-by-step of this practice. So let's start today's topic by explaining what is astral projection and why it bears this name, astral projection. Okay, so why is it called astral projection? It is called projection, or also unfolding, because it is also known as astral unfolding, because it consists of taking out an internal double or a soul, okay, a body exactly the same as the physical body, but of a different nature, because our physical body is cellular in nature and astral body is molecular. And since it is of a different nature, this astral body has different properties, okay? For example, that body, the astral body, our astral body, can stretch and then return to its original state. For example, if we are unfolded in the astral plane or projected to the astral plane, and we stretch our finger, for example, to check if we are in the physical or in the astral, because it's not always so easy to distinguish, because when you unfold yourself, you find that the body with which you find yourself unfolded looks exactly the same as the physical body, that everything around you can also look the same. So you go and check. And how you check? For example, you stretch your finger. If you're here in the physical dimension, in the third dimension, the finger is not going to stretch. But if you are unfolded in the astral plane, as it is a molecular body, and you stretch a finger, it will stretch like forever, as if it were made of rubber. Okay, and well, also with that body, as it is of a lighter nature, you can go and you can fly, or you can also go through walls. So if we are, for example, unfolded in the astral plane, and we take a jump, we can remain floating in the air. Or if we try to go through a wall or through any object, for example with our hand, we can do it. And that way we can verify that we are in the astral plane. And that is why it is called projection, because we take out that body, which is different in nature. And it is called astral because with that body we can travel to all the celestial bodies or astros of this solar system. Okay, so if you have always wondered if there is life in other planets, actually yes, in a conscious astral projection you can go and you can investigate that directly. Okay, but what is important for us to understand is that the astral projection is not something paranormal or anything strange. No, it is actually a completely natural process that occurs every time that our physical body falls asleep. So every time that we fall asleep, we actually go to the astral world. But what happens is that as we do that unconsciously, we project ourselves there, and we are there dreaming. We are there just projecting our repressed desires, or we go there to project and repeat the same things that we are doing during the day. Okay, but many times there we receive many messages from our conscious part, that conscious part that makes us up, which is our spirit. And these messages almost always come in a symbolic way during our dreams. So all those experiences that our soul has when our physical body sleeps is what we remember as dreams when we wake up. And those are unconscious astral projection, okay? As our consciousness is asleep during the day, right? We don't realize that we are out of our body when the physical body falls asleep. We don't realize that we are dreaming, that we find ourselves in a dream, no matter how absorbed the dream, absorbed the dream can be. That is, you see that you can see elephant flyings in a dream, and that doesn't call you to realize that you are in a dream. That is because our consciousness is asleep. But as we begin to do the work of awakening our consciousness during the day by practicing the psychological death that we learned in the previous lecture, we will be able to become more aware during the night when we do these projections. However, many people, even without ever having heard of astral projection, have already experienced knowing that they are in a dream, and they call that is a lucid dreaming, for example, or even having left their body. And there are people who have seen their physical body lying down, sleeping in the bed, and they are like, what is this? What happened to me? That is a conscious astral projection. So what we seek here, what we seek to teach in this lecture, is how to do that natural but unconscious process that we do every day in a conscious way. How we can learn to project ourselves to the astral plane, how to detach our astral body at will and consciously when our physical body falls asleep. And well, what also we are going to see what this practice is useful for. Hi Angelica, how are you? Well, so let's see. What can we use astral projection for? What can we investigate when we are already unfolded, consciously unfolded in the astral plane? And well, I think that the first thing that we check when we achieve a conscious astral projection is that we get to realize that we are not just this physical body, and that is a very important investigation. When we see ourselves outside our physical body, moving at will with another body, we realize that we are more than just that physical body. And another thing, important thing that we realize just by achieving your first astral projection is that yes, there are more dimensions than this third dimension, because there you are moving in a different dimension, okay? And after those first basic verifications, actually a new world of experiences, investigations, and verifications that we can carry out in the superior dimension of nature actually opens to us. The information that we can obtain in the astral plane is actually unlimited. And the astral projection is in itself a very important tool for achieving self-knowledge. Actually, in a conscious astral projection, we can get to investigate whatever we want. In the astral, we can connect with our own immortal and eternal divine being. So by connecting with that divine and superior part of our consciousness, we can get to know everything. We can get to answer many existential questions, like for example, what is the purpose of our existence? We need to learn to connect with our consciousness, with our own divine being, which is pure wisdom. Inside each one of us, there is a great source of wisdom. So when we learn to connect with our inner being, with our inner father, with our divine mother, and we learn to go to the astral plane, and we learn to invoke our inner father and ask him anything that we want to investigate. For example, we here are going to be receiving a lot of information. We already have received a lot of information in the 2 previous lectures. And as we always say, this is not an information to believe in. No. Actually, this is something for you to corroborate, for you to reflect, and for you to verify for yourself. For example, we were talking in the previous lecture about successive existences, that we not only live once, but that we live several existences. For example, 108 existences, in one cycle in our manifestation in the wheel of samsara. So that means that we have had past lives, and that is something that you can really go and investigate in the astral plane. You can go and you can ask your inner father to show you a past life, and you can go there and you can see you in another time doing things. You are going to find out that no, so different that the things that you are doing now, because we are always like repeating the same things because of the ego, and because we don't know yet how to learn from the lessons of life, and we continue like repeating them. But it is very interesting to get to know. When you go to see a past existence, you can get to understand why right now you are living what you are living. Well, actually here you can see like a short list to just to give you an idea of everything that we can investigate in the astral plane. So you can go reading, like if you can that list. Just give me a second, and I connect the computer that I forgot to connect. So allow me just a second. Well, and yeah, there are many misconceptions in relation to astral projection. Um, for example, some people say that astral projection is a dangerous practice. Like, for example, that you can get lost in the astral plane and never return, and many other things. And it is important to know that our soul and our physical body are connected by something that is known as the silver cord. And that silver cord is an unbreakable and unlimitedly extensible cord, an energetic cord that unites both bodies, the physical and the astral. And that cord can only be broken by the death ray at the moment of the death of the physical body, as we studied in the previous lecture. So the rumors and myths about certain dangers during the astral travel are actually unfounded, such as that we can stay in the astral and never return, or that when we return, someone else could be inside our body. That is not true. That is totally impossible due to that energetic cord. Also, this cord constantly sends information from the physical to the astral. That is why every morning we wake up, we return that astral body. Just when you feel something in the physical plane, when someone touch you, when someone call you, when it is already morning, when you need to pee, etc., that information is sent to the astral body, and immediately it returns to the physical, and you wake up here in the third dimension. It is not true that if something moved you while you are practicing astral projection, it's going to happen something danger or you cannot return. No, that is not true. Actually, astral projecting ourselves is something that happens every day, but doing it consciously doesn't do this like more dangerous at all, actually. And for example, if you are conscious in the astral plane and you want to return to the physical body, just by thinking in your physical body, that attracts your astral body to your physical body, and immediately you return, you wake up in the physical plane. So this is totally unfounded, those myths and misconceptions. Some other people say that astral projection is something very difficult to achieve, and no, that's not true. Actually, this practice is possible for everyone. And it turns out that precisely believing that concept, believing that astral projection, conscious astral projection is something difficult, it makes it difficult for you, because the mind has a power. And what we believe, we create. So if we focus on the fact that that is something difficult, or that is complicated, or that is something dangerous, well, these concepts will prevent you from succeeding in the conscious astral projection. If we do the practice believing in advance that we won't make it, we won't make it. And if we do the practice with fear, fear will block our access. See, the astral plane is totally related to our emotions. So you need to be totally relaxed so that you can unfold yourself easily. Some other people say that astral projection is only for people that are spiritually advanced, and that's not true either. We can all achieve the conscious astral projection. Now, the truth is that the more you advance in your process of self-knowledge, of awakening your consciousness, the more in-depth researches you will be able to carry out. And also when you get to already create your solar astral body, because right now we only have an embryo of the astral body, well, when you already have a created astral body, it is way easier for you to move at will and to make more long and in-depth investigations in the astral plane. Okay, so that is what is important to know. And also, some people say that we shouldn't practice astral projection because it is something negative, or it is something diabolical, or something like that. And well, although it is true that there are many malicious people who use astral projection for evil purposes, because it's true, okay? The black magicians do exist, and they do move in different dimensions of nature, and they go through the dimensions to steal energy from other people, like for example the sleep paralysis, etc. Okay, this practice will be positive or will be negative depending on the sense or purpose with which we do it. Okay, so here we are teaching this practice to advance in our process of self-knowledge, in the development of our unconsciousness. And we are going to always do this practice guided by our own divine being for superior purposes. So we are going to be directing ourselves far away from the darkness. We are actually going to ascend. We are reaching, or we are pursuing light in a conscious astral projection, or to get to move in the solar part of the dimensions. So actually, it is in that way we recommend doing this practice, asking for the guidance of our inner being, which represents wisdom and love. Okay, so many people who are not interested in people awakening their consciousness, because they are actually feeding our people through money or through energy, they are not going to tell you that you can go and astral project yourself just by doing a practice, just by working on awakening your consciousness. They are going to try to tell you that that is something bad, don't do that, it is dangerous, so that you keep, being asleep, so they can continue with, well, feeding on you. Okay, so no. These actually are all wrong concepts that can only stagnate us in this practice. Now, there are many ways to achieve conscious astral projection. There are many techniques that we could apply. So let's see 5 of them. For example, we have a way to consciously project yourself to the astral plane using the power of concentration. So to achieve this, what we are going to do is that we are going to concentrate in something. For example, you concentrate on the rhythm of your breathing, okay? Just there. Or on the beating of your heart. And you are going to make the effort to keep all your concentration focused on that. For example, it's in your breathing, and you're not going to let anything to take you out from that concentration. You're going to maintain your consciousness awake there, concentrated in the breathing of in the pace of your breathing. Okay, while you relax, right, and your physical body is falling asleep, but your conscious is awake, is there, like focus on the breathing. You're going to start feeling, as the physical body falls asleep, some symptoms that will indicate that you are already that the process of unfolding is taking place. Now, in a moment, we are going to talk about those symptoms that can alert you, that indicate you that you are already achieving the projection. That is one way, by using the power of concentration. Another way is by using the power of imagination. If we are good at imagining, this technique is perfect, and it consists on imagining a place, for example, and you're going to imagine that place in the most vivid and detailed way possible. For example, you can imagine you're there laying asleep, laying down in your bed, you are totally relaxed, and you start imagining, for example, your living room. Or you can imagine, for example, a beach, okay, or a forest, whatever you want, or a pyramid in Egypt, whatever you can like imagine in a very good and detailed way. Like, for example, if you imagine a beach, you're going to imagine the sand, you're going to imagine the air, you see, the wind, the sea, the feeling of the wind of your face, the sun, the heat of the sun, and you're going to be imagining this in great detail. And what happens that if you really focus there, imagining everything, you are going to, when the physical body falls asleep, you're going to find yourself there, projected in that place, but being conscious during that dream. And while being conscious there, you can move at will in the fifth dimension, okay? Another technique, very good one, is sleep vigil. That is the name, and it consists on observing very carefully, but without any tension, the symptoms, how your physical body feels when it is falling asleep. Okay, when the detachment process is taking place, you are going to feel many symptoms. So you are going to just focus there to wait for those symptoms to appear and start like recognizing them. Actually, if you are of those people that go to bed and fall asleep very easily, that is very good because you're just relaxed. And if you focus on waiting those symptoms, you are going to start feeling like a little like vibration. Or, for example, if you are there, you can start hearing sounds from the astral plane. Or you can start seeing like images, like if it is a video, like some images that are there appearing from a dream, but you are there conscious and you make yourself aware that, okay, I'm detaching, I am in this process, and you go and you check, you get up and you check if you are already unfolded. That is another technique. Another one is by practicing the ongoing death, the one that we were learning in the previous lecture. Asking for death for any psychological defect that is there manifesting at that moment. For example, if you are there, relaxed, breathing deeply, slowly, and you start feeling like anxious, you start asking your Divine Mother to eliminate that. My Mother, eliminate this emotion, eliminate this fear, any thought that appear there, you just eliminate that, and you are there, just living the present moment, waiting for those symptoms. If you feel any sensation in your body, for example, an itchy sensation that is going to distract you, you eliminate that, because that is a psychological defect. That is actually, those itchy sensations are actually like part of the anxiety, or defects trying to distract us. Or if you feel any worry, any fear, anything that is there trying to take you out of the present moment, you ask for death. And that being asking for death will allow you to keep the conscious awake while the physical body falls asleep. If you feel any tension, you eliminate that defect that is generating you that tension, and you relax and relax even more, and your physical body is going to fall asleep, and you're going to feel the symptoms of unfolding. And well, that is the fourth technique. And there is the fifth technique that we are going to explain today, that is by chanting mantras. And this is probably the most effective of all. And all of them are effective. maybe for the new ones that does not have a very good concentration capacity yet, or good imagination capacity, for example, or that falls asleep very easily. The ongoing death in these chanting mantras are like the most effective of all. And well, for example, the technique by chanting mantras consists of pronouncing a mantra, a powerful word that generates like a certain vibration in our body that accelerates that detachment process. I'm going now to explain to you the step by step for the astral projection, okay? And when we get to the point of explaining the technique, or when I say now you are going to apply any of the techniques that you want, of those that we are explaining here, I'm going to explain you how to pronounce the mantras, what mantras you can do, and how to pronounce them, okay? And well, in any case, whatever the technique that you use, what really matters is wanting to do it, okay? And then daring to do it, because you know wanting is power. And well, what is the practice? The step by step. The first, to choose a comfortable position to fall asleep, okay? It is preferable, if you do it like lying down, to use this position that you are going to see here in the video, which is the supine position. Because with this position, it is like easier for you to feel the symptoms of unfolding. But if it is impossible or too uncomfortable for you to sleep like that, you can use a more comfortable position for you. Actually, that is very recommended because it is very easy to feel the symptoms when in that position, okay? And well, once you are there, comfortable in your bed, you are going to clean and close the place where you are. In the lecture number 7, we are going to be teaching you some protection conjurations. And one of them consists of doing a mantric chant that will clean the environment of any negative energy that could distract you from the practice, and then a magic circle of light that will close the place in which you find yourself, so that negative energies cannot enter to the place where you are there doing the practice, okay? These conjurations also will help us avoid the sleep paralysis. And in the lecture 7, we are going to explain in detail those conjurations, the bell-a-ling, and the magic circle. And well, the next thing will be to ask for the guidance and the assistance of your inner divine being, to God inside you, to assist you during the practice and to help you to succeed in the practice. And when you already ask with your own words, okay, my Father, Divine Mother, please help me, with your own words, it is important that you start making this connection with your inner being. You don't need like fancy words, you just need to talk with direct your attention to your heart and just ask to your inner being to guide you. And then you set your objective, what you want to pursue once you are already unfolded in the astral plane, consciously projected. For example, that I'm going to investigate that knowledge to see if that knowledge is really going to help me to awaken my consciousness. I want to investigate if I have had any past existence. I want to know if that is true. I want to investigate whatever. You see, those are the list. Those are examples, but you are going to have your very own purposes. It is important to set your objective, okay, and to say it 3 times, because that way, once you find yourself consciously projected in the astral plane, you're going to remember, I want to make this, I want to investigate this, I'm going to go to that place, I want to go to that planet, whatever. And you just ask your being and you go for it. But if you don't have any clear objective, what is going to happen? That you're going to be there, unfolded in the astral plane, conscious there, but you are going to start dreaming, because you're going to get distracted by anything and your consciousness is going to fall asleep. So setting an objective is very important. And well, then, now that you know what you're going to do once you are objected, now that you are relaxed, now that you are there, closed, you're going to relax yourself. You're going to relax your mind, your emotion, and your physical body. To relax the mind is important because that allows us to concentrate, to have a better concentration. And we relax our mind by listening. You just have to pay attention to the sounds that are around you without really how can I say, without clinging to any sound. You just hear a sound and you go looking for further sounds, every time more distant sounds, and you're going to experience how, as you pay attention to the sounds, your mind's quiet. Okay, and you do that for at least 1 minute until you feel that your mind is there, calm. And then you relax your emotion, and you do so by breathing. You breathe deeply, slowly, and exhale deeply and slowly. You can exhale through your mouth if you want, like just you retain a little, and that way you're taking out all of those emotions. You do that process and you're going to experience how your emotional area is going to be there, relaxed, okay? And you relax your physical body by visualizing your whole body with your imagination, and by imagining a bright light, whatever relaxing color that you choose, enters through your right foot and relaxes every part of your body from bottom to top. Starting with your right foot, you visualize it, you feel it, but you don't move it, and you can also command your foot to relax and calm down, and you take the light to every part of your body and you command that part to relax, to calm down, until you feel you feel your whole body, and you fill your body with that light. And you can command your whole body, when it's there completely glowing with that light, to relax, to be still, to rest, and your body is going to obey you. You're going to feel your body very, very light. And well, after relaxing yourself, then you proceed to use the technique that you have chosen. Only one technique per night. So if you choose, for example, the mentalization technique, only use that technique during that night. If later you want to use another one to change, and now I'm going to try with psychological death. I'm going to try with the concentration or with the imagination, okay, in another practice, but only one technique per night. And if you use the mentalization technique, you're going to choose one mantra, because there are several mantras. Here I'm going to give you 6 of them. We have 5 here, but I'm going to give you 6 that you can use to project yourself to the astral plane. But during that practice, you're going to use only one of those mantras, because every mantra has a different vibration, okay? And it's going to move in a specific vibration in you. And if you mix the mantras, then you're going to mix those vibrations and you are not going to achieve what you are looking for, okay? So only one mantra per practice. And the first one that you can use is a very very good one, is the mantra Faraon. So you're going to be lengthening each syllable, like you inhale and you start chanting Faraon, Faraon. That is a mantra. That is the sound of a mantra, and that you're going to start feeling a certain vibration in your body, the vibration of this mantra. And that mantra is going to help you to boost that detachment process. There is then when you chant a mantra far round, you should be concentrated in this point, imagining a pyramid there, right? And there is another mantra, which is the mantra La Ras. And when doing this, we are going to also be concentrated in this point in the third eye, and we are going to be imagining like a purple light there. And we are going to chant. The second mantra is La Ras. At the end, like the sound of the S. La Ras. You continue chanting the mantra. You can chant the mantra like 12 times out loud. And just going lowering the voice, until you keep chanting the mantras just mentally. There, you're going to be there chanting the mantras until you get to feel the symptoms of unfolding. Another mantra that you can use to achieve the astral projection is the sound of the vowel O, but like O. And you're going to be concentrated in your heart. Concentrate there and just chant. There is another. There is a variation of this which is with the M, like That mantra also serves to project yourself to the astral plane consciously. Concentrate the same in the heart. Another mantra that we could use is the letter R, that like a little motor, like a ring, like trying like to do the sound of the cats, like concentrated here in the larynx. That is another mantra. And another mantra that we can use is the sound of the letter S alone, like you see, like when the mothers are like trying to calm the babies, like actually it's because that help you to fall asleep and feel the symptoms. And you that is also a very good mantra that can help you to achieve that process of detachment. Okay, you are there singing the mantras. I was saying you can use whatever mantra you want, only use one per practice, and you go there chanting the mantra. It doesn't need to be out loud. It is good to do it verbally. If you can't do it verbally, okay, do it mentally, but it is good if you can do it verbally, even though it is in a very low voice, because it helps you to start feeling like the vibration of the mantra more strongly when you put your verb to pronounce the mantra. And you lower your voice until you continue chanting the mantra mentally, and there you continue chanting the mantra mentally every time more and more relaxed until you feel any of the symptoms that make you like know that you are already there unfolding yourselves. For example, you can feel like if your body swells, or you can feel that you start like floating. Those are symptoms that the astral projection is taking place. Or you can, or the body can feel like if it is being rocked, like you can feel that. Or you can feel that your legs or your arms lift and float. That is actually your astral body that is like detaching. Or you can feel a small jolt, or you can feel like a certain vibration in your body, or you can feel that you are spinning at high speed, or you can start feeling a noise next to the ears. Those are symptoms that the detachment process is taking place. What should you do if you start feeling the symptoms? First, you relax and let the symptom grow, because it is not very common that we are there awake feeling the symptoms. We can get like a real you can feel like strange, right? And you can get tense, but no, actually that is very normal. You feel that every night. The thing is that you are there dreaming and you are not like paying attention to your physical body. But actually that is something very normal, natural. The only difference is that you are there experiencing that process of detachment. You are the conscious, your consciousness is awake, being aware of that process. Okay, so what you do is that you relax and you let the symptom grow. And when you feel that the symptom is there, you feel it strongly, you get up you get out of bed slowly, right? And you check if you are already unfolded. You check by, for example, standing up and jumping to see if you float, because if you are already unfolded, you are going to float in the place. Or pulling a finger. You can just get up and pull your finger, and if the finger stretches, like if it is rubber, then you are already unfolded. But if not, if you, for example, jump and you go to the floor, you are not unfolded, or you try to stretch a finger and it doesn't stretch, sorry, what you do, you return to bed and continue doing the practice. And when you feel the symptoms again, you let it grow bigger and you there check until you success, until you find that you are already unfolded in the astral plane. Like you're going to see this girl here getting out of bed and taking a jump to remain floating. And well, actually she's going to fly. And there, yeah, for example, you look to your bed and you see your physical body there sleeping, and yes, I am in the physical plane. But sometimes our consciousness is so like limited that we cannot see our physical body there in the bed, but we are unfolded. So for that reason, you always check, okay? You stretch a finger or you jump, and if you remain floating, it doesn't matter if it's a little, or if you stretch the finger and if it just stretches but a little, it is enough, because here in the physical body, you never float, right? And your finger never stretches. So there you check, and once you already know that you are there unfolded, you remember your objective and you go for it. You ask your inner being to guide you, to show you, to take you to any place, and you go for it. And well, that is the astral projection. And what is the secret? To practice and practice with a lot of patience and discipline until you succeed. Because remember, where there is a will, there is a way. And well, this is the lecture of astral projection. Remember that practice makes perfect. I want to thank all of you that are there watching the lectures, and the ones that are going to watch this lecture at any other time. If you have any question, please leave us our questions. We will be always glad to answer any question that you want, that you have. Sorry. I want to invite you to the lecture that we are going to be studying tomorrow. Is the 7 centers of the human machine, a very interesting lecture in which we are going to talk about the human's energy, the energetic centers that we have in our physical body, what are their functions, how we can balance them because they are very unbalanced, and what is important of our energy. Okay, what important things we can do with our energy. Okay, so don't miss that lecture. And well, here we have certain comments from Angelica. Angelica, for example, is saying astral projection is in the here and now. The more conscious we are during the day, eliminating our ego and all of our defects that prevent us from being aware of our present moment, consequently, the more astral projection we'll have during the night hours. Yes, very true. And thank you very much, Angelica, for that comment, because it is good to have that present. The psychological death practice is actually what will give us awareness in the astral plane. We can be there asleep during the day, just doing the things in a mechanical way without being present. And we are just dreaming during the day. What is going to happen? That during the night we are going to continue dreaming if we are not focused during the day. practicing to make the things alert with our consciousness there. And we achieve that by practicing the psychological death, eliminating everything that distracts us to be concentrated. If we don't do that, we are going to be wandering during the night. But if we practice, if we try to do everything in a concentrated way, eliminating every defect that wants to distract us, be it anger, be it laziness, be it, I don't know, boredom, be it anxiety, be it lust, whatever that wants to take us from the present moment. If we are there, eliminating that and being present in self-remembering during the day, when we go through the night to make our conscious astral projection, we are going to have a higher capacity to concentrate in the practice, to succeed in the practice. Or if we are doing a dream, as we were practicing the psychological death, liberating consciousness during the day, we are going to have more light during the night, and we are going to even become aware and to say, wait, this is strange, this must be a dream. And that way we check, right? Stretching, for example, a finger, say, yes, I'm in a dream. And right there, you can remember the objective that you have and go for it. So that is actually very important. Psychological death is the basis for awakening consciousness. Angelica also says, I wonder why is it that when I set myself to go in the astral, to go to one place, I end up in another totally different. It is our inner father, divine mother, or a being who is in charge of that. Yeah, very probably, because you go and what you first do is say in your being, be you the guide, right? Take me, show me. But it is the will of the Father, the one that will be done, not the will of the ego. And sometimes the ego has some interest that we don't know that are egoic, but they are. I want to go to a certain place, but actually our inner Father knows that it is better for us to see another thing or to go to another place, and will take us there. And we need to think, right? And get to reflect, to understand why he was showing us that, why he was guiding us to that place. And well, yes, that happens. And well, here Perry Semillon say, we are grateful. I am grateful that you are here. And Abiola is also here. Well, we have no more questions. So thank you very much to all of you who were here watching this video. And see you the next time. Yeah? Ciao, ciao.